Good morning. Welcome to Against the Public for January 27th. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video on a daily basis, as many of you do. This video is being done around 5 o'clock Pacific time, so all the records we talk about will be reflective of that. We continue to crush bookmakers. There's just there's no other way to say it. I wish I could be more humble about it, but part of this job is selling as well, and you don't really need to do much selling when the record speaks for itself. A perfect 3-0 mark of college basketball on Sunday, and then of course we ran our NFL mark to a 12-1 run with Philadelphia absolutely annihilating the Washington Commanders. All access customers 9-2 in the last 24 hours. 42-25 over the last 7 days, 63% winners, over 1,400 units won. Over the previous 30 days, all access customers, 3,178 units won, 57% winners. That's number one overall over the last 30 days. And that's all that's all before talking about how we are crushing these free plays. We did it again on Sunday. I feel like these free plays, I got to put them into my premium plays, but Wisconsin smashed Nebraska on Sunday, so that covered that 8.5 point spread easily. So we got another winner there. So everyone should be very happy right now. Everyone who is a premium member or everybody who tails the free play should be very happy right now. Hit that link below. See how we fared on Sunday. It's a 5-0 start to our Sunday. See how we finish up. It's guaranteed to be a profitable Sunday. It's just a matter of how profitable. And of course, we want to get that second game of the NFL playoff doubleheader. I'm Dana Lane. Thanks for joining me. Before jumping into Sunday's free play, let's look at the new week and give all access customers a peek at what your Monday card will look like. There's a short 7-game college basketball card. On Monday, we will have 3 plays, and it's going to start early, 3 o'clock Eastern Time, 12 o'clock Pacific, Arkansas, Little Rock, Eastern Illinois from Highland Arena in St. Charles, Missouri. That's an early start. Again, this is all college basketball customers have done. 3-0 on Sunday, 18-8 over the last 7 days, 899 units won, 70-44, 61% winners over the last 30 days. That's number one in that span, and 56% winners this entire season, plus 2,439 units. The NBA, well, they're giving us a massive 12-game schedule. I have my usual 3-pack of games locked in. It's not college basketball, but still 61% NBA winners over the last 7 days. And on the ice, well, there's a 5-game card. We'll have 3 of those games as premium plays. 56% winners over the last 30 days. That's number one amongst cappers with at least 50 plays. All plays and records are documented every day, for better or worse, at pickdawgz.com. So that adds up to a 9-game schedule for Sunday for all access players. Thank you so much to everybody who jumped on either a single play or a long-term pass. Absolutely grateful and overwhelmed by your trust, especially on Sunday. So I would assume that everybody's pretty happy right now, even the people that tell the free play. So congratulations. Hope everybody's bankroll is just a little bit better right now. Of course, you could jump on my annual all-access pass. That gives you every play from now to this time next year for just $4.11 a day. That will take you all the way through next college and pro football season, the entire Major League Baseball season, almost halfway through the NHL and NBA college basketball season for next year. Just $4.11 a day. So let's head to college basketball for your free play. We'll go to rotation number 875, 876, starting at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 o'clock Pacific, between Iowa and number 21 Ohio State. Buckeyes 7.5 point favorites with a total of, with a total of 157.5. That's been bumped up to 7.5 after opening up at 6.5. Not a surprise there. Iowa 13-7 straight up, 9-11 ATS, 12-8 to the over. Hawkeyes stopped that 3-game losing streak after squeaking by Penn State as a 4-point favorite. The straight-up streak might have stopped, but the coverless streak, and again, I'm not sure if that's a word, that continues. A 4-game coverless streak for the Iowa Hawkeyes. It was their second straight under after 6 straight overs in 7 games. Might be a trend there. Ohio State having a terrific year, ranked as usual, 11-8 straight up, 11-8 ATS, 10-9 to the under. They're coming off that massive straight up win against Purdue, 73-70 as a 10-point underdog 6 days ago. And that's a big factor. They'll come into this game rested. They've dropped 4 of their last 6 ATS while cashing 2 straight overs. So it's that time of year again where I like to look at teams whose coach might be on the hot seat or will be on the hot seat with a few more losses, and then determine whether or not we're looking at a team like we talked about Indiana, I don't know, about a week ago, kind of being one of those teams. We need to determine whether or not when a coach is on a hot seat, whether or not that's a rallying point for a team, or we're dealing with a team that just wants to quit. So that's something that you kind of have to watch, and that's the second layer of handicapping. The psychological layer of handicapping is one that often gets overlooked because we're too enamored with statistics. And statistics are great, but I've coined this phrase years ago. Numbers will only tell you where you've been. They will never tell you where you're going. So too early to say for the Hawkeyes and their head coach, Fran McCaffrey. Let's just say that even in a win against Penn State and a monster recruiting week, just landed a four-star athlete there, probably the biggest recruit in years. It really doesn't take the heat off of McCaffrey, who's 8-7 after that 6-0 start. And that 6-0 start, if you break that down, that was against teams they really should have beaten. As a matter of fact, their first 8 games were against teams that they should have handled, and they won 7 of their first 8. I think it's fair to say, looking up and down their schedule, they still don't have a signature win, although Ohio State would be a signature win. And when we're talking about the Buckeyes, they have at least 3 right now. So this is a big resume game for Iowa. And I think when you have a young team that gets off to a great start, expectations start to balloon as they did with Iowa, and the cracks of that start to show up on defense. When a team is not as good as the expectations say they are, you start to see it on defense. And we've seen it with Iowa on defense for quite a while now. The 346th in opponent's field goal percentage, 359th in opponent's field goal made, 338th in opponent's field goal attempted, and 338th in rebounding, which means opponents are getting a ton of second chance points. And you know what that means. Games are going to start going over the total consistently unless we start seeing high 50s, high 160s, which we have seen with Iowa here of late. On the offensive end, well, we know the Hawkeyes are one of the best shooting teams in college basketball. They shoot over 50%. Buckeyes dug out of that 16-point deficit against the Purdue Boilermakers, 13-point deficit at halftime. It was the first time in 36 games that Purdue led at the half and then lost the game. So it's a massive win for Ohio State. Normally, I would go against a team that had that sort of a victory, but because of the amount of time between wins in this game, or between that win and this game, I think Ohio State really has had some time to reflect. And their reflection might be, yeah, that's a great win, but we got off to a really bad start. They were terrific from 3. They were 11 of 23 from 3. And I think that's like 3 out of the last 4 games they've shot 50%. They didn't shoot quite 50% here, but it was really close. So it was very close to being 4 of 4. So we know Ohio State is coming in, shooting the ball well, and now they face a Hawkeye team that gives up an average of 8 trays a game, which is 205th in college basketball. I just see a ton of offense in this game, and of course Micah Parrish just seems to get stronger and stronger with each game, which, you know, it's nice of him to do, considering that he's on his 3rd team right now in college basketball, and I think this is probably his last year, but he is progressing and he is becoming a dominant force, and he dumped 41 points combined against Indiana and Purdue. So watch out for him. Your free play for Monday is over 157.5. Now get to pickdawgz.com, where every individual play and every discounted long-term pass is locked and loaded. My annual all-access pass, as we said before, just $4.11 a day. I know you guys got money because we smashed the bookmakers this week, so just jump on in with an all-access pass. to start the brand new week. I can't thank you enough for joining me for Against the Public. I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Monday.